a little bit brighter apparently. That might be a bit better. Right, hello guys. This light is way too harsh. Let's sort that issue out. There we go. If that's a bit better. A bit. Right, yeah, that's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to blurb onto this because someone might watch it, someone might not. If not, it's going to obviously be watchable later. So today it's going to be mirrored because I'm on my phone. Unfortunately, my microphone on my webcam for my PC is basically making hissing noises, so I've ordered a new one. So hopefully that'll be here this week. So there'll be some more live videos as I get a bit used to this. So obviously apologies for this being backwards. This is the new Rx10 Mark IV from Sony. It's an all-in-one. I suppose it's classed as a bridge still. It's a 20 megapixel. I'm just going to read off the back. It's a 1-inch sensor. It's a 20.1 megapixel sensor, and it's also got a 24 to 600 millimeter lens. It's from f2.4 to f4 through the range, so I'm not sure how far it goes out to from f2.4, but I know at 600 mil it's f4. It's got 315 phase detection autofocus points. It will do up to 24 frames a second, and that's photos, not 24 frames a second video, that's photos. It's also got touch focus. It will do up to 1,000 frames a second slow motion video. Also, the anti-distortion shutter, so it's an electronic shutter, will do 1/32,000th of a second. I know for a fact there's a lot of tech in here. Sorry, excuse me. Straight out of the Sony A9, obviously being miniaturized or whatever to make it work on here. The sensor I know has been updated, and now it's got the faster focusing system from the Mark III version of the Rx10. Anyway, so this is going to be a quick unboxing, so I'm just going to show you what's in the box and show you what I bought to go with it. The reason I've bought one of these is I have the A7R2 and the A6300. I used to have the A99, the A900 and other cameras before that. As much as these are amazing, they are, these things, I mean, it's still an absolute beast. It's the case of I don't always want to be carrying around the A7R2, 7 or 8 lenses. You know, yes, if you're doing a job, you're going to take what you need and the lighting and all that sort of stuff. But if you're just going to go out and you're going to shoot, and also the fact that I want to do a bit of wildlife photography, you know, having the Sigma 150 to 600 mm f6.3 lens was insane. But it ends up being a 4 kilo lump walking around for a couple of hours, and it starts to, without being weak or anything, it does start to get heavy. Also, it was an adapted lens as well, so MC11 to Canon mount lens, and it worked 95% of the time. Every now and again it would just literally hunt or do something random, so that was a little bit annoying, and a couple of times I did miss shots that I wish I could have got. I think where this is a 24 to 600 f4, I know the sensor's smaller, so the depth of field won't be quite as amazing as, you know, from a full frame sensor. But you know, so that allows us, yeah, there's a good bit of give and take. But I think for everyday use, this thing's going to be brilliant. So let's unpack it. You get the usual. Sorry, I'm going to just hold it up. Obviously, it's still reversed. If I can reverse this the other way around, I'll try later. Obviously, you got the guarantee. Need to register it. I don't know if you get any, because on the A7R2 I had 2 years of warranty. Like a free upgrade. Or was it 3? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was 2. Yeah, so the software and updates and things like that, you register it. All the other cameras, obviously. Wi-Fi connection, one touch, and basically the quick guide as such. So you've got a couple of bits of information there that obviously you can use if it's new to you. There's a bit of writing inside the box here, and it says camera body and battery may get warm when used. This is normal, and it's in about 25 different languages. So that's that. All that writing there, you can see. Which is quite funny. Right, so into the box. It is literally like so. It's just in a bag. I have taken it out once today, but only because I'll show you in a minute. Right. We took it out earlier just to, while I was in the shop, just to size it up for a bag, because I wanted a small bag that I could take with me as well. So rather than with a big bag. So right, this is the beast itself. I haven't charged this yet, so I'm going to grab. Oh, I'll take the battery out of the A7R2. Another reason I bought this over anything else is because the batteries are the same on the A7R2. So let's stick a battery in it. Which one's got power? Number 1. And people slag these things off for having no power. 1,000 shots I generally get on a full 2 batteries. Obviously, if it's left on and on, it will. But I generally have a 1 minute, power saving, which is seems to work quite well. Right, this is where the moment of truth. We have a power light. Oh, and we have a setup. So I'm just actually going to do this quickly as well. So we've got English showing up on there. Obviously depending on which set, time and area. Actually, I have no idea what the time is. What is it? I'll come back to that. So enter. Daylight savings off. Get rid of that. Pay memories, no. Right. Oh, hello. So that's it on. That's it. It's 24mm. So actually, that's quite. Yeah. So that's quite cool. So anyway, so that is it turned on. So obviously you turn it wide. There you go. Turning it off, it should shrink away. There you go. Right. So I wanted, instead of carrying the A7R2 around, it's basically the same size. But obviously the benefit is I've got, instead of carrying a 25mm or a 2470, a 7200 and even the 150 to 600, I've got a 24 f2.4 to 600mm f4 built in. They were very clever how the way they've done it, and it's basically because the sensor is much smaller than a full frame. It's pretty much like a 200mm lens, I believe, obviously with a wider end at the other end, so you're going to have the wide angle stuff, but it's sort of 200mm ish. You have got, which is quite nice. I was looking and thinking, oh no, it hasn't got a front dial, only a back dial, but actually you've got a manual aperture ring, so I have to get used to using a manual aperture ring a bit more often, which is fine. Just getting used to that is absolutely fine. So it's nice, it's there, you can literally just flick away. Is that actually focusing all right? So yeah, that works quite nicely. You've got a few custom buttons I see. So this is literally, I mean, I will do a full-on user guide, well not user guide, but when I take this out tomorrow, I will put my video glasses on I use, so you'll be able to see me using this. It's yeah, I mean, it's got headphone jacks and microphone jack, which is cool. It's obviously Wi-Fi enabled. It's got HDMI and USB, the mini USB port in there as well, which is cool. It's all weather sealed, so it means you can use it out in extreme conditions, no problem at all. You can also have click off, so you can have, if you're doing video, you can adjust your aperture ring with no click. So it's a little hidden switch under there, which works quite nicely. Usual hot shoe mount, hot shoe adapter. Oh, sorry, not hot shoe adapter. Tripod mount is what I was trying to say. That's the hot shoe. So you've got a hot shoe cover. So if you're a Sony user, you might know with the new hot shoes you've got the multi-interface on there. So it means you can put microphones, lights, other monitors and stuff in there. I don't know if you can see that, but you've got some little connections in there. It's very important if you're using this camera or the A7R2 or the A9 or anything that's got one of these on it, and you are brave enough to use them out in the rain or any adverse weather conditions, that you put this back in, because if you don't, those connections can get wet, and it likes to, obviously if you bridge the gap between two of those connections, it connects it and makes electric, and you get this annoying message every few seconds or minutes saying this accessory isn't compatible, and you're like, well, I know that, it's just water. So yeah, I've always, if I go out and it's going to be a crappy windy day, always keep that in. It's definitely worthwhile. I've, in fact, my A7R2, which is here, has actually had a replacement hot shoe because of the same thing. It actually corroded the copper or the gold with the salt water, I think it must have been, from down on the beach, and it on there. What I have noticed is, instead of having they've left in there the original old screw style, you know, the old plunger style shutter release. Not that you need it. I don't know if it's actually got an infrared one, but obviously you can control it via your phone anyway. So that's quite funny. It is touchscreen on the back, focusing and whatnot. I don't know the full depth yet. This is literally the first time I've taken it out of the box properly, other than trying to fit it into a bag. The usual dials, you've got custom buttons and everything. I know you can do. You've got a stereo mic there. It's around about a kilo. It feels. You can feel the stabilisation working, even though it's turned off. You can feel it wobbling around. Right, so back to the box. Obviously got the usual lens cap. Back to the box. And here, usual, you got strap, cables, which I don't use. Everything stays generally in there. Charging socket, which I won't use, and a battery somewhere, hopefully. There we go. So a nice brand new battery. Like I say, it's straight into the A7R2 anyway. That's what's all in the box. It's very neat and tidy. That is it really. Apparently it'll do 370 to 400 shots generally, using the viewfinder mode is about 370, and the monitor mode, as in the rear screen, about 400. So it's, you know, it's pretty good. Well, I've got a battery here. I'm just going to have a look by sticking it in the A7R2 how much power it's actually got in it. It may be completely flat. No, it's got power. Just out of interest, see how much they actually power them up. Battery exhausted, so it does need charging. So that's a needs charging up that one. Obviously usual RX. Well, it's got an Rx10 bit on it. Don't know why people will need to know what you're using, but I've never bothered actually changing my my straps. I know a lot of people don't use the straps, but I actually find it quite helpful. One, just having it around your neck can be quite comfortable, or on your shoulder, or actually sometimes holding the camera, wrap it around the lens a bit, and you can actually dangle it down things. I've taken shots down into things using the strap to actually wrap it around. Yeah, I mean, some people use, some people don't. But anyway, so that's that. I'll put that on in a bit. That is the unboxing. Really, that's not that exciting, was it? The reason I took it out of the box earlier when we were in the shop quickly, like I said, so it's that big. I mean, compared to the A7R2 with the Batis 25mm on, it's approximately about the same. So it doesn't feel, you know what's actually really nice? It doesn't feel, apart from the grip is a bit bigger around here, well, you can't see. The grip itself is a little bit bigger there, a bit deeper, which actually means you can hold it really easily, even easier than the A7R2 actually. Really nicely. I don't notice you've got the AF or AF manual focus button there, so you can obviously think, but I think they're programmable as well. It's got a pop-up flash, I know that, but the benefits of having this, I think, over say another compact or going for a smaller camera, is it doesn't feel wrong when I've got it in my hand. It feels very similar to the A7R2 in many respects. It's got the same sort of pop-out screen, I know that, but the dial on the back and everything's in a similar place. The only thing I haven't got is the AF, MF and AEL button, you know, toggle switch there, but I'm sure I'll customise. Apparently all the buttons are pretty much customisable, so you can choose whatever you want to do, which is quite cool. The only thing you have got is a screen at the top here, which lights up as well. Obviously A7R2 doesn't have anything like that. Yeah, you obviously got focus, and I'm not sure actually it's got two dials. Maybe one's a slow manual zoom. Not sure. I'll have to have a proper play with this in a minute. But like I say, I will do a full sort of use, just out and about tomorrow. Hopefully the weather's quite nice. It's quite starry out there tonight, obviously in the UK. It's sort of around about 10ish, or just gone past 10 o'clock maybe. So it's a case of I might stick this outside in a minute and actually see what's it like in low light. Do some star shots and stuff. Because you've got f2.4, which is it's letting in quite a bit of light. One day they might. It'd be massive if you could have an f1.4 lens. It'd be crazy. But anyway, so basically, as I said, I've got my big bags over there, but I wanted a bag. Say I could literally take this outside, just grab it, chuck it in a bag, and go. I've got here the Low Pro Nova 140 all-weather black bag. It's got the all-weather little cover that pulls out the bottom. It's basically, this camera fits in pretty much perfectly. It's got a strap on the inside. I've literally the same as this. I haven't even opened it. It's got little pouches and stuff inside. There you go. But this camera literally, as we found it earlier, I don't know which way I put it in, but probably adjusted itself. There you go. Fits in absolutely perfectly. There was a slightly bigger version which was cheaper because it wasn't the all-weather. But I thought, it's England. We do get a bit of rain and wind and God knows what. So I thought, you know what, I'll go for the slightly smaller one, and it fits actually better than that. So, like I say, I can literally chuck the camera in the bag, grab the bag, go, and it won't be rolling around in the car like I've done many times. The A7R2 on my front seat or the back seat is rolling around, doing its own thing. So yeah, it's fine. But it also allows me, hopefully the A7R2 might fit in there as well. If I just want to take one lens, or if I am doing a one lens shoot, I can just take a lot less kit with me, which is ideal. That bag actually, should I let you know, was £51. And I got it from Park Cameras, where everything came from, which I'll put a link in the video. But by the looks of it, I'm one of the early people to get one of these RX10s. So I've had a few people saying, "Are you an artisan? Sony artisan?" I was like, "No." So apparently in America, you're looking at the 17th. I've been told today by somebody, possibly the 17th. They're shipping these. In England, at Park Cameras, I know that no one else had actually pre-ordered one when I spoke to them the other day, apart from me. So I don't know if it's out of a lot of people's price range, or if it's a bit of a people not really sure about it. It's got seriously good lens on it. The sensor's obviously very good. It's going to chuck out some seriously cool shots. I mean, what it can do for the money. I mean, it is expensive for what it can do, but it's also very good. If you were to buy a 600mm f4 lens, they're about 10 grand. So, like I say, it's a trade-off between many things. The only thing I wish Sony would do was bring back the twiddly screen that the A99's got and the A99-2's got, because you could rotate it around completely and fold it up. One, it's going to protect the screen, the back of the screen. It was just a piece of aluminium on the back, obviously painted black, or powder coated, but it protected the screen, which makes brilliant sense. But a lot of the time, I'm actually shooting in quite bright light, and I never use a screen anyway. I usually use the viewfinder, because you can look at you take your shots and you just preview them in through your eye anyway. But also it's quite nice sometimes if you're just out for pleasure and you're just going for a walk or something like that. I just snap away. I don't even look at the previews. I don't even look at them until I get home. So I must say the dial on the back, the spinny dial, is very clicky compared to the A7R2. It may just because it's brand new, but it feels really, really positive. It's cool. Anyway, so that's that really. What else did I buy? Oh, another thing which a lot of people are a bit controversial about is UV filters. Yeah, you don't really need them, but twice I've managed to smash the end of a lens, or the filter that was on the end of the lens, which if you didn't have a filter on, you'd be struggling to have your lens rebuilt, or that lens would be knackered. It'd be like a completely broken situation. So like all of my lenses, even though you really don't need them, I've gone and got a Hoya, a slim frame, so it's just a bit of protection. One time I was down on, a lot of people will know if they're friends of mine or follow me where I've been and where I come from. We were down shooting on a place called Drury's Gap, which is near Camber Sands in East Sussex Street. Well, it's actually into Kent, so where we were was just about into Kent in the UK, and it's all sandy beach plus a few stones back on it, but Camber Sands as it runs down is a good few miles worth of sand. So it was a case of I was out with a, I don't know what lens, I think I might have had the Sony A900 or something like that by then, or even the A700 possibly. It's quite a while ago, and I had the Sigma 50 to 500. Had the lens hood on, and on that it was quite a big lens hood. I think it's about 95 millimeter entrance to the lens, the end of the lens, and I was out there shooting. There was kite surfers jumping past and flying past in the waves in the sea, and shot for about I don't know 20 minutes or so. A few more shots, and then smash! And I was like, what the hell? And a stone, which I believe a seagull had dropped, had bounced into the lens hood and smashed that end filter. So yeah, that saved the end of that lens. That filter took the impact. The other time was I had my camera. I had the 24 to 70 f2.8 Sigma lens. Same situation, filter on. I didn't have the lens hood on it for some reason. I put the camera on the table, or the edge of the table, which I thought was on the table, and it just fell off. And it was about a metre and a bit drop straight onto hard ground, and it landed straight down like so. It basically smashed the glass, bent the actual filter aluminium bit. So it took me quite a long time to get the actual filter itself off the camera, because I was worried about damaging the lens it actually sort of saved. So that was done, but what actually happened is, because it hit the ground so hard, it actually damaged the shutter. I didn't know that at the time. Hard impact, straight down. It obviously damaged something. Obviously the shutter mechanisms are extremely delicate and very, very precise. And it about 6 weeks, or no, maybe longer than that, maybe say 3 months down the line, my shutter completely, the curtain just came out into the sensor area, and just had camera failure, or for repair, or I can't remember what exactly it says, but or shutter failure. Yeah, it was definitely failed. It's a shame I haven't got a photo. I did take a picture on my phone, but I've not got the photos. It just looked completely bizarre. The curtain itself would just completely fall to pieces. So it damaged all that. So anyway, sent it off to Sony, rebuilt, fixed price, £126 I think, and that's when I asked about the hot shoe, because it wasn't working properly, and they've replaced that. So I had a new shutter mechanism, new hot shoe, and what else did they have? A new screen cover at the back. So the flippy out screen, I managed to scratch it, and so they put a new cover on as well. A whole lot for £126. Crazy, but anyway, works. I mean, it's been going now for another. That was, when was that? Last year, sometime last summer. Been working fine ever since. So yeah, having the high end kit really helps because obviously they got the fixed price, fixed costs for the for repairs of the cameras. So if you've got the cheaper lower end cameras, it seems a little bit more expensive. But actually, when you've got the cameras that are worth sort of £3,000 or thereabouts, £126 for a rebuild, ain't gonna moan at that. I don't know what a Nikon and a Canon costs. Someone might want to leave a comment below, but I'd imagine it's more than a few £100 to have a shutter replaced. Yeah. Anyway, so that is a brief unboxing of the Sony Rx10 Mark IV. Like I say, I'm going to go and play with it now. Stick a card in it and see what I can do with it. Like I say, it's a bit starry outside. It's 5 to, was it? It's around about 10 something, 10:30 now maybe. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to stick this on. Get a card in it. Recharge the new battery, and yeah, have a play. So anyway, if you've watched this, no one's watching at the moment because I haven't actually really advertised I'm going live. I've just done it. Like I said at the beginning, I've got a new microphone coming for the webcam to work side by side because otherwise it's just sounds awful. So at the moment I'm using my iPhone. So apologies that it's backwards. Apparently it'll look better looking this way, not sure, but maybe I'll flip it the other way. Yeah, so unfortunately it's a YN05, whatever that is, but yeah, flip it around, it's Sony. Yeah, so yeah, basically that is it for the minute. So I shall be back with either I'll try and do a live one tomorrow if I can at some point with me using the camera. If not, I'll do a video and then upload it. But please subscribe. And put the little dingly bell thing that's up on the right hand side, so every time I either go live or upload a video, it lets you know. Any recommendations or anything you'd like me to talk about, please leave a comment as well. I think you can check out all the other videos I've been doing recently. I'm still learning, and I'm literally making stuff up, but I'm talking off the tongue, so I'm just thinking about what I'm saying. And I'm not writing anything down. I'm not pre-writing any scripts or anything like that. Unfortunately, I don't have time to do things like that. So I'm just trying to keep it real and keep it going. Really, you never know. It may help some people. Some of the reviews and even some of the videos that we're doing. But we've got some big ones coming up. I've got a big wedding dress shoot to do. I think it's 15 dresses. We're going to be using the Rotolight EOS, which is lighting me at the moment. I'd imagine we're going to be probably filming some of it with the RX10. The A7R2 will be the big boy with using the triggers wherever they are. The Pixel King Pro high speed sync triggers as well, and obviously it's probably some flash outside depending on where we are. I think we're going to be at Lewes Castle, which is in East Sussex, and a few other places as well, but I'll let everybody know. As it's coming up to winter as well, the light is going quite quickly here. I don't know depending on where you're watching from. Yeah, sort of starting to get dark around about 7:30 ish at the moment. Unless it's sunny, so if it's a nice blue sky and you get a bit more sun, it can be lighter for longer. But I'm looking forward to the nice frosty, crisp sort of early mornings with a bit of mist and stuff. That'd be good. This would be good to try this little puppy out. So, but anyway, another last quick look. This is what it is. I mean, my hands are a medium-sized hand, so it fits my hands absolutely perfectly. You've got your hand on the shutter button. If you've got a really massive hand, your hand might fall off the grip a bit. I mean, my little fingers is right on the bottom. I'd say I've got sort of medium to large hands, I suppose. But yeah, it feels really, really nice in the hand. Yeah. Anyway, that was it really. I shall let everyone go. Like I say, I'll be back with some test shots in a while. I'll probably upload them with just a quick description, and that's it really. So see you later, people.